Hey guys, this is Dark Spear with another live stream. Looks like we got about a minute to go before DNK versus WAT starts. So this will be, the winner of this is going to go to the final playoff that will, the winner of all these brackets, A through H, will face off in a final playoff, and then the champion's crowned. So DNK, I did their match last week. WAT, they seem familiar. I don't know if we've had them before in the vein or KVK, so we'll see how this goes. In the meantime, check us out. That's the new streamer skin. It's pretty cool. So 5 seconds to go. All right, here we go. Sorry, it's early here. So early in the morning, I set an alarm to wake up to do this. So I'm out on the West Coast. Okay, so it's going to drop us onto the map. And there we go. So I think it gives us 5 minutes to prepare. So once again, we're in spectator mode. We can't really see what's going on. Both these teams are most likely in voice chats with Discord. And so they're doing their own thing. All we can do is just kind of watch what happens and kind of assess what we see as we see it. So WAT's got quite a few castles pulling in. There's some big castles. Let's see. I'm not familiar with any of these guys, so it's going to be hard for me to say the names because I can't read Japanese, Chinese, Korean, any of that stuff. So let's look at who DNK's got. So some familiar faces. Angel. Water. So if I remember, a couple of the names from last week one was Ocean. There was a 10. There was a Lufang. So these guys were a really coordinated team too. So as we get farther into these matches, it's going to be like the bigger teams, the people that can show up every week. Those are going to be the teams that win. Who can field the biggest team and have the most like consistent showing up every week, week after week. All right, so the king's there. What's our time left? We got a minute to go before they launch. A minute and 50 seconds. Yeah, so I had to wake up at 7 a.m. this morning on a Sunday and get some coffee. So DNK's got quite a few castles up. WAT's red, DNK's blue. So let's check out the king. There's the king of WAT, Lord 59, 1.5 billion power, 4 billion kills damn near. Okay, 40 seconds to go before they either jump over there or shoot over there. I've seen a couple of different strategies. Some people just stay at the base, don't even use teleports. Some people break into groups. Some people all go to one spot. We'll see what happens. 18 seconds to go. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. We'll watch DNK take off. All right, it should be open. So it looks like we got some shooting from the base. Okay, they seem to be a couple of them ported, but a majority of them sitting at home at the base. Okay, let's see what WAT did. WAT looks like they had a chunk of their people port. Let's see where they went. They had some guys shoot from the base. All right, so 1-1 here at the crystal mine. WAT's red, they're holding in possession of the crystal mine. So wonder if we got some battle reports. So 14 individual points there. So there's a solo shots trying to beat each other. That's a supply point. Here's a solo shot. These are guys just speeding into their spots. Just taking a look at their stats. Everybody looks pretty strong. Okay. So again, as spectator, we can't see exactly what's going on. All we can do is watch. So these are small single marches. They're just single moving out to take points. We got a WAT castle up here at the supply point. And we got a DNK castle down here at the bottom. So if I had my notes, I would be able to tell you, because I believe this is one that I was given a name to. But I messed some names up last week. So here's a rally. This is a rally moving. Not that. So we just had a rally move. There we go. So DNK with the offensive loss, attacking. Look at that offensive stat there. Infantry critical rate 67%. Infantry critical damage 344%, anti-critical rate 8%, and then look at those infantry stats: 1655 on attack, 1597 defense, and 716 HP, plus 31 basic attack, 32 basic defense. I mean, those are some good infantry stats. And it's not like his other stats are bad either. Wow. Defensive damage 300%, defensive damage 267%. With that infantry stat at 300% defensive damage, that's going to be a tough castle. Let's see who that guy is. Alright, so that's this guy at the Crystal Mine. So Lord 60 for WAT is 300% defensive damage. We'll have to keep an eye on this guy. Alright, so we got a WAT rally from that monster moving at the training grounds. Slow moving. Looks like a 6.1 million. It just hit it, turned it. Let's check it out. Let's see what he's doing on offense. Okay, so it hasn't registered yet. There we go. So that wasn't a full route. The defender wasn't full, but here's that monster's offensive stats. Still really good. Extremely high all the way across the board. Not just an infantry castle, but all of the stats are good. 256 offensive damage, 254 defensive or offensive damage reduction. He's a beast. Okay, so currently WAT 95, DNK K582. And it looks like it's pretty balanced as far as possession, but everybody's still kind of in transition. So it looks like DNK stayed at the base. For the most part. They had a couple castles move. But for the most part, they're shooting rallies from the base. So I don't see anybody moving right now. Everything's kind of still counting down. I'm sure they got rallies up. Yep, so DNK's got a 5.5 million rally moving at the training grounds. And it doesn't look like it changed over. Yeah, so it looks like it stayed WAT possession. So 5.5 hit 6.2-ish. So they got larger rally in there. And this guy's also, he's set for Archer over Cav. His defense is 300%. I mean, yeah, that guy's going to be hard to beat. So it looks like another rally moving at the supply point. 5.4 million just hit the supply point. And changed it over. But there was nothing home. So let's see here. DNK with the offensive victory. His stats aren't bad either. 1700 cav attack, 614 cav HP, 282 offensive damage, 230 offensive damage reduction. The defender's not weak either. About 4.4 million versus 4.1 million. So it's still a close match, and you know, I think that's a testament to DNK, how they grind out. I'm sure they're sitting on just massive amounts of micro mines, these little micro crystal mines. DNK was really good last week about that, taking and holding all of those. So it looks like DNK's got a rally set. We'll follow it to the supply point. No, that must have been just a single march. Okay, so WAT just took possession of the training ground. DNK just hit WAT at the armory with a rally and changed it over. So it wasn't full. So 5.4 million only hit 1.9. Defender didn't have enough troops. So we just had a point load. It's 424 points to 324 points. WAT's now kind of creeping away a little bit here. DNK's got castles that are remaining shielded. Okay, let's see here. So WAT's got a group that's rallying from the base too here, and they got some that are staying shielded as well. You get the most points for killing people, so I'm sure once it starts getting a little bit closer down to the wire, they're gonna start attacking each other, and then that will be fun to watch. I mean, because these are the playoffs. People are gonna try hard at this point. 5.4 million rally from DNK just hit the training grounds. We'll give it a minute to load. So it seems to have been a defeat. Okay, so the offensive rally was a defeat. DNK again hitting that like stump of a defender. So it looks like with a different hero home, he's down a little on his infantry stats to 692 HP. But he's more of an archer set. 1700 archer attack. But his defense, 300% defensive damage. I mean, that's strong. Everywhere that guy's defending is going to be hard to take. So DNK is now slowly slipping behind. So it looks like we've got some undersized rallies, 3.2 million, moving at the training ground. Okay, so after a couple solos apparently, and a small rally, they managed to take it from him. So a small single to soften it up a little, and then a small 3.3 million rally to finally knock him off of it. that becomes costly to keep wounding and healing that. So WAT's now taking possession of the supply point. They are in possession of the crystal mine, the medical hall. The training ground looks like it just was retaken by WAT, but now is being rallied. So it got exchanged over. Okay, so they rallied a solo. So they rallied, took it, recalled. The WAT guy took it back with the single, and then they rallied it back. So they're just exchanging it before it's changing over, because those are good point spots. The training grounds, the armory, supply points, tower blessings, medical hall. Those are all the places that are going to be commonly fought over. So 744 to 577. I mean, it's a long way to go. Looks like DNK is setting a rally. Let's just see if we've missed anything. No, doesn't seem to. I'm waiting for the castle rallies. Okay, so WAT has a group that came out and moved just south of the crystal mine, is where their group is centralized. Central's a good spot to be, because then you're shorter distance to everywhere. Okay, so let's check out some of these reports. I'll show some of the actual rallies. Okay. I want to show an actual rally versus rally. Okay, so let's see these march sets. So he's hitting them with artillery commander a little bit. They're doing the small doses of armaments. You see that? So everybody's been talking about what's this new like rainbow march that's just destroying people, and is it a bug or is it a bonus, or who you know? It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a morale bonus just read out exactly like the game system explains it. But so now everybody's throwing just a small amounts of these little armaments in there, and they're getting kills. I mean, it's an expensive way to continue on to hit people over and over doing, but it is a strong hit when you do rally people with that. Yeah, so they're sending small batches of everything. That's just the setters troops. So let's see. Yep, the joiners are sending small batches. This was an offensive loss too, by the way, I believe. Yeah, so that was an offensive loss. But so we could scroll down to the defenders troops. This would be a defensive win. So we'll see what he's got. How did he stop it? Salma. Some level 80 paladins with some armament paladins. Tiny bit of siege, just small amounts of siege. Small numbers of siege. Some pikemen layer, level 60 maxed out pikemen, some armament pikemen, some level 80 elephants. I mean, in the end, you know, layers are good and they are a factor, but also stats, that's a factor too. So stats and formation, and the teams that can execute. It takes a lot. Yeah, so small amounts of armaments, layers. That's the thing. I've always liked layers. Layers hasn't always been the way to go, and it hasn't always been the most successful way, but it's always been the safe way to go. But I'm glad to see the game going back towards layers. Let's see some of these battle reports if we missed anything. I don't see any castles. So look at that. That's a narrow 3.2 versus 1.9. That's a narrow victory. So it looks like they're now taking and recalling. So here's somewhat of a rally. Only 3.1 million in there though versus 4.1 million. I mean, these guys are they're all pretty strong, but then there's that upper level of just insane monsters. So let's see. We just had a point load, so it's WAT 1046 points to DNK's 811. So they're just slowly pushing the lead a little bit at a time. Now they're almost up to 200 point lead, but 54 minutes to go is a lot of time to go, and we already know castles give the most points quickly. We could see 500 point swings easily in a couple of castle hits. Alright, so solo versus solo offensive loss. This defender Lord 60 on the right is strong. That critical rate 33 and 310 here, this is probably with a secondary, not his main infantry hero. And then the rest of the stats are just totally balanced off of that. And look, those improve the effect of countering and reduce the effect of being countered by on siege, archer, cavalry, infantry, all that stuff. You know, I'm finding that that's a really good stat to have. That's what I've went after with my gems, you know. To each their own, but as far as gem use, that's where I put my gem focus, was on those rare attributes. But personal preference. Okay, so 1200 to 909. Uh-oh, DNK. Time to unbubble and start castle rallies. So it looks like we do have a castle or a rally set by this Lord 60. We got joiners. Let's see, where'd they hit? So the armory just changed over to WAT control. The crystal mine's in WAT control. The training ground is in WAT possession, counting down. WAT's also got supply points on the west and the north and the south. DNK just took over the central supply point with the 3.2 million rally. So now they're just pulling back and taking and capturing. So they're trying to conserve troops at this point, because you're going to need troops to kill castles and to defend your own castle if somebody starts attacking castles in here. So 5 million at the supply point. Took it over, but highly doubtful there was a defending. Ooh, here's a castle rally. Oh, he hit him with the castle rally. First blood. Yeah, that's a castle rally. So he was 130, 40, 100, almost 45 million troops. Good stats. Defensive damage 278, 225 defensive damage reduction. But I noticed something. But he got cracked. 17 million losses. Those are losses, the real losses, but you can use candles to get that back. So that put the score up to 1500 watt, 1000 DNK. So did we miss another castle rally or anything? No, that was the only one. So just for the small little audience that happens to be here, I will mention this. Check out the right hand side. You see the stats that are missing? Those percentage of being countered by and countering, this guy has none. I don't know. That's something that I've, in my research, have found a commonality in these castles that are getting cracked. Maybe there's something to that. Improve the effect of countering and reduce the effect of being countered by. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. So, watt 1500, DNK 1000. Looks like we got a rally that was set. I can't really. Okay, so DNK isn't giving up though. They're taking possession. But it's just a pull and recall type thing going on, it looks like. Oh, here's a rally versus rally. Ooh, so this, they crushed him. But, you know, on something like this, I'm going to assume that's formation. So let's check this out. Offensive rally by DNK was a win. The formation seems to be infantry so far, some elephants, small amount of calves, small amounts of griffin with some razor, some tough, small amounts of cav. 50,000 is the most I've seen in any cav amount there. Archer, some archer layer, a few Delphi, even some T11s. Some siege, so good mix. And it looks like they've locked in their formations to mimic the exact setters. That's the same. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little bit more there. So it's pretty close. This guy's a little more heavy on his archers. So what did they defend there on that? Let's see. I need to see the defender. I'd have to assume, you know, with those stats dominating and then turning around to get whooped like that, he's got to have the wrong formation or something in there. So he had his siege commander. So he had very few paladin. Tiny amounts of siege, small pikeman amounts. So maybe he wasn't quite the one that was mainly in there, because it looks like, yeah. So his march is small relative to the amount of people that are in there. So it's got to be, he just didn't have it. He's just the first one in on that one, and it was full of other people. Okay, did we miss anything? Any more castle rallies? That was brutal. So DNK is now 500 down, 44 minutes to go. Looks like some single marches moving around. It's hard to see if anybody's got any rallies set or anything. You know, like I said, spectator mode, you don't get any of the advantage of seeing any kind of strategy from the team, except for from just looking and seeing with your own perspective, and that's it. So I know, like, BK1 and AAA didn't want their Dragon campaign video shown, but it's like you don't get any of the strategic team anything from watching it. It's just perspective analysis. So let's see here. Just solos now moving around. I want to see some castle rallies then, if everybody's going to be just chilling. There's a scout. So everybody here is looking glorious. $43 to go. WAT 1784. DNK 1225. Looks like DNK's being smart, and they got the majority of their castles shielded up. I mean, especially after that hit on that one. So we could possibly have a rally set here. The Knight, Lord 60. 1.9 G. He's down some power. I believe he was over 2 G when they started this. I could be wrong. That could be last week he was, and this is just after KVK, so he probably lost a little bit of power during KVK. Yep. It looks like he's got a rally set on something. And could be the Prime Minister has something set as well. So DNK just hit the armory. Not sure they turned it over. Let's see if we can go back and... Looks like WAT's got a rally set on something. We'll have to see what that was. So that was a rally offensive loss by DNK there. Here's another guy from... So his defensive stats not great. He's just the first one in there too. That's another case of who's in there. So that was a supply point rally. Okay, so this was a DNK victory here on the supply point over that 300 power beast. So DNK isn't giving up, and they're not weak, so they could still do some damage. You never know. 500 point swing from castle hits, you know. So WAT's now 1943, DNK 1332. I don't see any more castle rallies. Just this guy. Yep. Cracked. So, oh wow, look at that skin he's got. That's glorious. I didn't realize that skin did it like that. Crazy. I love it. That's a cool skin. Maybe that's a different skin. He switched them. Oh no, it's that one. So I didn't realize that skin had different looks that it changed to. Okay, so it looks like he's got a rally set. They're joining it. And they're all going home from the crystal mine, looks like. So they're not accepting rallies anymore at this point on points. They're just exchanging, moving them back and forth. I'm almost out of coffee. So yeah, they're sending single troops to recapture. Teleport points don't give you anything. Waste of time. That's one march less that you have. You got to wait for that march to come back now, because nobody cares about the march at the teleport point. So now you have one less march to join a rally with. Yeah, I do think that's just amazing. I mean, you do got to spend some money to get that skin, but that's cool. I like the Phoenix too. That's a cool one too. Everybody's putting on their best skins for TV, being all Hollywood. So it's 2000 watt to 1400 DNK, 37 minutes to go. Nobody's accepting rallies on points anymore. So he soloed. So here's a rally. Offensive loss. DNK lost. the offensive rally there. These guys' stats are good. So, I mean, it just all these reports are going to come down to what's the troop composition in there, who's in there, how many troops are in there of what. You know, there is somewhat of some secret formulas. I don't know if it's secret or not. It's in the game. Everything's in the game. You can read everything. But there is a formula to make your troops stronger, formations, whatever. But you do got to have the stats, or it just don't matter. So 35 minutes to go. I mean, unless DNK is going to start just turning around and rallying some WAT castles, it's looking like WAT's going to kind of just grind him out to the end here. See here, just some solos. You see, they're just sending single units to capture, to take, just doing one legion versus one legion, sending 1,000 troops there, sending a 694,000 troop march at the training grounds. So it looks like they're just multi-soloing points. Like if a strong guy's in there, they're going to send a couple of solos at it. So let's see how those went. Oh, so that was a rally. So it didn't pick up the numbers correctly. So that was a 3.4 million rally shot at, and a victory over 5.7 million of the defender. So DNK still fighting, still knocking them off the points, still trying. DNK was, I mean, they worked hard last week too. That was a good match. I believe it was PSY and Wolf, and Wolf was just like going nuts at the end, trying to just win it for just taking it on his shoulders, and started cracking castles, chasing Angel around the map. Yeah, it got pretty exciting that last match. So DNK, they're familiar with good matches, but I think WAT is they're just kind of overpowering him. They hung in there for a while and kept it close. So it's saying 694,000 are moving at the supply point. Have we missed any castle rallies? None so far. See, they're kind of just exchanging points, but they are still rallying. Here's another offensive rally victory by DNK. But 5.5 million, almost 5.47 million, hitting 3.4 million. So defender stats are good too. See, WAT just retook it with 1,000 troop, little single march, and then DNK takes it back with a single march. They're just trying to change possession over. They're just trying to recapture. See, DNK is kind of slowly doing what they did last week. They're trying to slowly take the entire map over, besides the armory, crystal, and everything, and while continuing to put pressure on the crystal mine, training ground, and armory. they have a big group of castles, so they were able to do that, to do all that stuff at once. The only danger is here is a lot of these guys can't open up because WAT will crack them. So it's a little more difficult to get the manpower to just run the board and rally the points that really pay the point per minute. So WAT took possession of the crystal mine. They're going to fill it. Wonder if it's under rally. Let's see here. So it doesn't look to be under rally. When it's flashing, it's under attack. See, that's the thing, is from this perspective, you can't really see who's setting rallies, who's doing what. You know, you just have to kind of look. So DNK now setting a rally. Obviously, we got people joining. WAT's now in possession fully of the crystal mine. The favorite to win it all. There's a couple favorites. AAA and BK1 are the obvious favorites. You know, that's what everybody just kind of assumes, those two are going to be in the mix. The winner of this match is obviously going to be one of the better teams. Every team that wins out of these brackets is going to be one of the better teams favored. But it's going to be, it's tough to call. You know, I don't really want to call and say who I think's going to win, but I would say everybody in this whole thing has a chance to win, because like I said in the very beginning, it's about who's got the biggest teams and biggest groups that can be the most consistent and come week after week and be there. That's how all these tournaments end up towards the end, where you start having people not showing up or whatever. The best teams have good participation. They show up week after week. There's never a question, and the same people play with each other. They're all on Discord. They're all like moving fluidly. They all know each other well. You know, that's what it's going to come down to for the winner, because every team out of all these brackets is a really good team. So let's see here. This looks like a rally. Offensive loss by DNK. So that was a close one. But that's 5.3 million hitting 4.2. And it was that close. So this defender guy, when he's in there strong, he's hard to knock out there. So this must be even a backup hero, because those aren't his normal stats. What we've been seeing, or he's in offense or something there. Okay, so what's the score? WAT 2600, DNK 1700. So DNK is now fallen down to about 900 behind. So 27 minutes to go. DNK is still fighting, still sending rallies. It looks like a double rally at the crystal mine. Okay, they sped the 5.5 in. So, and it must be under attack if it's flashing. So it looks like WAT's probably got a rally set on it. That's why they went to fill it. Small rally, 3.4 million moving at the armory. So DNK is still kind of fighting. They're trying to gain ground, kind of get points, but I bet you WAT's got like some of these micro crystals sewed up, and WAT's now a 1,000-point leader. So seems to be everything's going WAT's way. I like that new march with the unicorn or Pegasuses. These. That's a cool new march. I got it. I'll admit it. So it looks like they just shot a rally. Let's see what some battle reports. Crystal Mine's just getting retaken by singles. There's a rally that hit a single march. A rally that hit 2.3 million only. Still no castle rallies except for that one. So DNK might have learned their lesson and nobody's going to take any chances at this point. But if you were watching earlier, you saw what I thought about that. "25 minutes to go. DNK's gained about 100 points, maybe 50 points back, swinging their direction as far as point gain. So, I mean, they're still fighting. They're still rallying. Nobody wants to make it look like a total blowout at the end. That is a really cool castle. So, single march moving at supply points. DNK still trying to take the possession of the outlying buildings, the tower. I mean, honestly, the dragon towers and the teleport points, those are a waste of time. So that's why they're just WAT's letting them have those. The supply points, as they're taking the supply points, WAT's taking the supply points back. So WAT's focusing where the focus needs to be, and that's on supply points, crystal mine, towers, the armory, treasure, training ground, those points. I want to see if anybody's opened up. Not really. Just the king and the financial, or the scholar. So we got a rally set. My game's not showing. This is the Lord 60. He's got a rally set. Looks like DNK's in possession of the training grounds, and they got that rally 5.5 million moving at the crystal mine. So far not speeded. See that little 7? It's a 7-man rally, 5.5 million. You know, note to self, you want more lords in there to make it a stronger rally. That's just my opinion, but it's hard to do when half your team can't open up because your opponent's so strong they'll kill the castles. So they hit the crystal mine. Doesn't look like they turned it. So offensive loss on the crystal mine. For some reason, his stats are a lot lower. He's either not in defense now with a totally different hero or something. Because remember, his defensive damage was like 300%. So That's either a different guy with the same. No, that's him. So he just wasn't in defense or something, because his stats dropped like massively. So 21 minutes to go. Watt's back up by 1,000. They're back in possession of the armory, the crystal mine. Looks like DNK is about to take possession of the training grounds. And 5.5 million DNK rally moving at the supply point on the east side. So DNK's trying to take possession of the point per minute buildings. They're still rallying them. They're still going after the ones that matter. So here's a 6.1 million rally at the training ground from WAT. Let's look at that battle report. So where's that at? It hasn't loaded. It's not loading, or it's not registering the right amounts, because that's at the training ground with 6 million. So yeah, it must not be loading. So WAT is still up 2,900 to 1,900. 19 minutes to go. So Watt's just got that group at the center, and then they got a group over here at their base. So they've got a few castles open that could be attacked. If DNK wanted to start making people port, they could start hitting some of these guys. There's some unshielded WAT targets right here that DNK could go after. I mean, with less than 20 minutes to go, that's what I'm trying. I'm shooting at some of these guys. The Queen. I mean, the 1 billion guys, maybe hold off on, go after some of these other ones. Make them run out of teleport, chances, and then you just start rallying castles, because when there's less than 20 minutes to go and you're down by 1,000 points, you need home runs at this point. Just trying to take and recapture position, that's not going to get you the big swings in points that you need at this point. So hopefully we start getting some castle rallies. Just going to make sure I haven't missed one. Nope. Just this one. So this castle rally just must have spooked him. But as you can see, that guy was a little stronger. I don't know what happened to his stats, or there's a lot of WAT castles right here that could be rallied. So let's see if DNK's got anything that's open. Probably not. Lord 58. So that's who got rallied before. He's still open. He didn't close back up. He could be hit again. And he's over 1 billion power, so WAT will hit. That's probably why all these guys are shielded now. And it looks like they've had a couple port. So who knows? Maybe they've set on them and they ran or whatever. Oh. So he just jumped. So they might be setting on castles. So that's probably what's going on. They are setting on castles. No idea what the heck just happened there. It made me rebuild there for a second. Yeah, we're back. I don't know what the heck just happened there. It made me rebuild and then just dump me right back in here. Okay, so this looks like a pretty solid lead. WAT is 3100, DNK is 1995. So they're just single taking points. There's a rally. So an offensive loss by DNK. Alright, so I'm just trying to kind of watch the battle report, see if we can get any more castle rallies. There's only 13 minutes to go. You would hope we would get some castle rallies. There seems to be, I thought there was a rally set. Okay, so it looks like they got a rally set. And then it's disbanded, or see, again, it's hard to see whether or not they're disbanding or what. So I would assume, oh, here's a castle rally. So DNK just castle rallied. Got us. There's a loss, but that's a million loss castle, million troop loss. But I mean, that's a lot of troops, so I'm sure they don't even care. Oh, so did he? They might have had a double rally on him, and he ported. Looks like, because those are DNK guys going home. So they might have had a double rally there. That was cool. Would have been nice to have landed that. So they are rallying people. 10 minutes to go. I would hope we'd see a little more. Watts up 3,400 to DNK's 2,000. Just the 2 castle attacks so far. 1 both way for each side. I'm not seeing a whole lot of DNK castles that are even open to be attacked. Besides, like, these guys. So he might be under attack right now. I just saw all his troops come back. Oh, he shielded. So, like I thought, he was under attack. That he instant returned and was going to take a hit, but I think they told him to shield. So, that's what I suspected, but almost 2G power. But they took a look at that 698,000 kills and thought they're going to try that. So he shielded. That might have been a smart move, but that's no fun for us. So just so far that one. So far. Watts up with a sizable lead, 1,500 points, 9 minutes to go. I mean, it's looking like WAT is going to win this one. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot of other action. So they must be shooting at each other's castles, deciding who's going to not take hits or what. I like those wings. So everybody's pretty much staying shielded. Nobody wants to get hit like that again. I think this JP guy, he wanted to take a hit. I think he wanted it. Oh, it looks like he's getting hit. So he unshielded. Let's see how that went. I could have swore he just got hit, so. Yep, that was a castle hit. Oh, no, this is a different hit. This is DNK rallied that super beast defender. So there's his real stats. 317% defensive damage. 272% defensive damage reduction. They said, why not? Let's just rally his castle, see what we can do. Yeah, why not? You don't get very many opportunities to rally, get reports like this. And, you know, smart players, they learn a lot from reports. I could have swore this guy just got rallied. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just sped home or got reinforcements. Yep, so the only other castle rally was they rallied that guy at the center crystal mine. So he's got to rally up on something. So looks like 6 minutes to go. They're gonna rally somebody's castle. Definitely a good chance this is a castle rally. Nobody's got assault skill left, I'm sure, so it's just gonna have to wait. My favorite part of the game, the castle rally time. I could have swore we just saw a rally get joined here. We'll see. It disbanded. I knew that something got joined, but it disbanded. Yeah, nobody's got rally assault left, so we got to wait the full minute, 1.7 minutes or whatever, to see a rally launch. So that gives people too much time to think about whether or not they want to do that or not. Yeah, more time to think. You start thinking rational. Okay, let's see. It looks like people are moving back from something. So, ooh, here's a DNK rally to WAT Castle. Grand defeat. Why not? You know, why not? The attacker's got the advantage because you're getting all wounded no matter what. It's the defender that's taking the chance that you could get some losses, but I mean, that's a strong defender and a lot of troops. 314. Wow, that WAT guy's got 314% defensive damage also. That's a different guy. The Prime Minister is over 300% defensive damage as well for WAT. So WAT's got some strong players on their team, more than just one. And they got a lot of people, and looks like a lot of strong people. So WAT's gonna win this one. 4 minutes to go. 3,800 to 2,100 currently. Right now they're just taking shots at each other's castles. We'll just keep an eye on these guys in the middle because they're the ones setting for the most part. But, I mean, they could be out of super rallies, too. I'm not exactly sure how many super rallies they give you in DC playoffs or what, but I'm pretty sure there's a limit there, too. So, WAT. Who wants to see WAT in the playoffs? They look pretty good, man. They're definitely gonna be a team to beat. DNK's all shielded up for the most part. Looks like this one's gonna be over. Under 3 minutes to go. I don't see any movement, any action. Looks like everybody's kind of called a ceasefire from what I see. Oh, no, here we go. We got something fast moving here. Maybe we'll get one more castle rally right at the end. Who knows? Doesn't look like it. So yeah, it's going to be WAT. Congratulations to WAT. DNK had a nice run in the playoffs. They did really well last week. They beat a really good team and Wolf and those guys in PSY. So No shame in losing to any of these teams in the playoffs. Everybody's strong here. So as soon as we get out of here, we'll go and see. We'll look at the other brackets. We'll see who's lined up, who won earlier, who's next up. I will be doing another stream here shortly. That will be I'll have to check, but I will be doing another stream here pretty quick. I'm gonna go get some more coffee. So it looks like 30 seconds to go. The final score is going to be WAT 4000, DNK 2100. Top scores, no idea because it never shows them. But the top scores for WAT scored 1300. Top scores for DNK 312. MVP, I would definitely say, is that Lord 60 here at the center with the really cool castle skin. I mean, he was all over the place, but I mean, everybody at this point on all these teams definitely is contributing. Okay, so let's go check it out. Okay, so we're back in Kingdom 97. Here's my cool little castle skin. YouTuber Spotlighter one. It's pretty cool. I like it. There's Malice. There's Dear Supreme Farmer. He looks like he's in the sea or something. Joker, 10. Anyway, all right, we'll check it out. Dragon Campaign Playoffs. See who won. So it looks like Kingdom 633. They won out of the A group bracket. They beat TVB. Wow. So everybody who was betting on TVB just lost. So out of the B bracket, PSL 676 Kingdom lost to Kingdom 321. AAA 1 beat Man Kingdom 1816 out of the C bracket. So they're one of the favorites. So they won the C bracket. And I don't know how they'll, who's going to play who out of the final brackets yet. We'll wait and see there. So the other WAT team, 256, lost to 376 CHN. Looks like BK1 and RRR starts in 38 minutes. I won't be streaming that one. Sorry, guys. Looks like WAT Kingdom 248. That's the one we just did. They were in F bracket, so the winner of F bracket's WAT. That's the match we just saw. Kingdom 1816 win. They won. So they're going from G bracket to the championship bracket. And then here in 37 minutes, this is the one that I'll be doing stream for. It's at the same time as BK1. But this one is Leafy Cup versus Devils. So here in about 35 minutes, I'll be back. Right now, I'm going to go get some coffee, see what's going on, wake up, feed the dogs. So, yeah, I'll be back.